Okay. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Holly Randall Unfiltered. Before I introduce my guest today, I just want to give a shout out to my sponsors at VB Health. If you've ever wanted a more explosive orgasm, you want to try Load Boost. Go to loadboost.com and use code Holly for 10% off, or click the link in the episode description. And if you're trying to have better sex in 2025, Blue Chew might be just the thing that gets you over the finish line. Go to bluechew.com and try your first month for free. Is there a code? What the fuck? Why would you go to Blue Chew unless you get a discount? Hold on. What? There's no code. Just go there and get Blue Chew for free. There's, yeah, I know. It's not in here. They changed it. They don't do a code anymore. I think it's like /Holly, but I don't see it in here. Okay, fuck it. Just don't put the Blue Chew thing in there. Oh, God fucking damn it. Let me just do the VB Health again, and then we won't do Blue Chew. Yeah, that can't be right. Weird. Maybe it is just bluechew.com. Weird. How could you? Okay. Sorry, everybody. Obviously, editors cut all of them out. Okay.
You can't hear my phone like vibrating down here, can you?
I haven't heard it yet.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
Has it been going off?
It's just been like vibrating on my leg. I can just feel it.
Do we need to turn her Wi-Fi off for the? Oh, okay. All right.
We're all good.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. This is going great. Before I introduce my guest today, I just want to give a shout out to my sponsors at VB Health. If you've ever wanted a more explosive orgasm, you should try Load Boost. Go to Load Boost. It's my first day back, everybody. My first time. Before I introduce my guest today, I just want to give a shout out to my sponsor at VB Health. If you ever wanted a more explosive orgasm, you want to try Load Boost. Visit loadboost.com and use code Holly for 10% off, or click the link in the episode description. Okay, everybody, you've probably heard about my guest today. She made international headlines for sleeping with 100 men in one day back in October, and she's got even more ambitious goals ahead of her in 2025. Plus, she just took home the XMA Award for Favorite Female Creator. Welcome, the beautiful Lily Phillips.
Oh, thank you so much. That's so kind. That was such a lovely intro.
Thank you. Well, thank you so much for being here. It's funny because when I reached out to you on Instagram to invite you here because we met like briefly on the red carpet at the XMAs.
Yes.
I saw that you had reached out to me like a while ago, and I had missed that because I actually never checked my Instagram DMs.
You're all good. You're all good. We made it here.
Yes, we did make it here. So before we get into the details of your 101 man feat and all your other goals, let's start from the beginning. How did you actually get into the adult industry in the first place?
So I just turned 19 and went off to university, and I was already being very promiscuous at university, and I was already doing social media. Like I was quite like a micro influencer, if you will. Probably had about like 16K on Instagram. And so I used that platform to then promote my OnlyFans because I was like, this is such a great platform. It brings together like adult content, which I love, and being creative and like the artistic side of things.
So it was like a first love for you instantly.
It was like, this is the perfect job for me.
These are the two things that I love. This makes so much sense for me.
100%. And I thought at the time, you know, I actually didn't think it was like real money. I thought, you know, I might be able to make like 50 quid on there, get a few rounds in at university. And then once I got on the platform, I realized that this could be a full-time job. And that's when I was like, drop the university course. I'm going to do this.
So what was the first, like, tell me about the first big paycheck you got. Like, how much did you make when you first got on there? Tell me about your first month on OnlyFans. How did that go?
I did $2,000 in the first 24 hours.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, that must have surprised you.
For like a broke university student, it was like I'd never seen $2,000 in my life.
Yeah.
And so to see it in my bank account was just insane. And obviously it takes a week to process. So I was like, maybe this is fake money. And then it actually went to my bank account and I was like, what the hell is going on? I was like, this is a glitch in the Matrix. Like I found the ultimate money glitch.
Were you like thinking that they were going to take it back or something?
Yeah, I was like, this can't be real. Like, surely not. And it was just like love at first sight. I just fell in love with the job as soon as I started.
And then how long were you doing OnlyFans before you kind of started to take on these bigger challenges? Like, what kind of content were you doing?
I only started porn about a year ago.
Okay.
So, yeah, probably about a year ago until I started doing, like, boy-girl content. And, like, more, I did some, like, studio stuff. So, yeah, a good 3 years without doing anything, like, too porny. Just, like, solo stuff, you know, the usual.
And so where did the inspiration to sleep with 100 men in 24 hours come from?
Well, me and my assistant were talking, and obviously my objective with OnlyFans, when I started doing boy-girl content, I was like, you know, this is great, and like I was enjoying it, and it got boring to me quite quickly, and I was very much like, this is your usual type of content. It was nothing really new, and I just wanted to kind of push the boundaries of porn and create something I hadn't seen before, and also just really, what's the word, like, explore my kinks, because like I was very much into gangbangs and like having a lot of men, and like bukkakis is like my favorite thing ever.
Ooh,
I love spunk, and so I was like,
can you explain? Some people don't know what a bukkake is, which very sorry for you, because we're about to open a whole new world to you. Can you explain to those who don't know what a bukkake is?
Yeah, it's basically where multiple men use you as a cum bucket, and you know you are just there to be painted.
I love it. Just like I there's something about bukkakes which I find like just so fascinating. I don't know. I'm also like kind of obsessed with it.
Yeah, I think it's like they're all coming to you, and that is so hot to me. And like there's something about cum coming out the end of a penis that like is so hot to me. Like, because everyone's so different. Like all the guys, like they'll rather be like a shooter, or some guys like it more kind of like falls out, and like sometimes it's really thick and loads, and then other times it's a bit like watery, and those aren't my favorite, the watery ones. I like.
You know what those guys need? They need load boost. And you can get 10% off if you go to loadboost.com and use code Holly. I'm just saying. Wow, that sponsorship opportunity just slid.
Yeah,
right in
hell
there.
yeah, hell yeah. Nice and slick.
Sorry. It's just like, wow, that opportunity just really presented itself. I just could not.
Yeah, you know, if you want to get a girl like me, you need some load boost.
Load boost. Dude, they should sponsor you. Oh my God.
But yeah, just, I don't know. It's like, it's just the ultimate fantasy for me, having loads of men spunk to me and just seeing all of it. You know what I used to really get off on is like, I'd FaceTime my like boyfriend at the time, and I'd get him to like turn the camera around, and when he was wanking, like I'd love to watch the like cum drip down his hand. There was something about that like dripping down his hand and him like, ugh.
Yeah.
I don't know. Something about that gets me off.
What do you think have you ever like kind of sat and like thought about what specifically it is?
I don't know. I think it's really like animalistic, and like seeing a guy get like sweaty, and like I like hearing their groans, and like
Me too.
I think it's the cum. There's something about cum. I don't even mind like fake cum porn where there's like tons of it, you know, and it's like extreme. I don't know. I guess it's just, you know, they're really horny and really turned on.
Yeah.
Maybe.
It's like a physical representation of their desire for you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, you
Yeah.
put that in perfect words.
Thank you. Yeah, bukkakes are very, they're very interesting to me. And I remember I had, do you know Cherry Kiss?
No.
Oh, you should meet Cherry Kiss.
really?
Oh, she's so much fun. So she's from Serbia. She's beautiful, beautiful performer. You guys will probably have a lot of fun together. She's crazy in a wonderful way. I love you, Cherry. But she did an 80 guy bukkake.
No way. Oh, I've only done 40.
Oh, well. Get out of here. You don't deserve to be in the studio.
80.
But, yeah, she did 80. And
I wonder how many loads is that? Because some of the guys will come 2-3 times.
Well, she said that she swallowed every load.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, for me, a lot of it ended up on my face or hair and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I did try to aim for the mouth, but sometimes I would shoot in the eye or something like that.
Yeah, not everybody has good aim.
Yeah. Did she have one of them big, like, goblets?
Yeah, no, I don't think so. I think they just all, I don't know. I mean, that's what she said.
I almost think that's kind of a waste having a goblet because it's like you may as well just use your mouth as the goblet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then if they come into a container, then it's a gokkun, right?
Oh, really? I've never heard of that.
Yeah, then it's a gokkun.
Wow.
Yeah, then it's a whole other thing. That's
also, like, I prefer it hot and warm.
Yeah, there's nothing worse than cold cum.
Yeah, like it.
Because then it gets gross.
Starts like.
You know, there was, I can't remember who did it, but there was a director back in the day, like in the 2000s, when people were making all kinds of weird shit. Not that we don't make weird shit now. Where they made like a cooking with cum cookbook.
What did they make?
I don't like eggs.
I would love to do what they made, as in like they made eggs.
Yeah, they like just added like cum to eggs.
Oh, okay.
Like this, I don't know. They did a scene and the guy like came in a measuring cup and I don't know. The girl like made.
Really? At the minute, I have
afterwards with it.
A jar where I'm collecting guys' cums.
Ooh.
Yeah. As
What
well,
do you
like,
do with
well,
it?
I wanted to open up a PO box so guys could like send in their spunk, so I could just like look at it and keep it, and it was just like it was something for interactive because I love cum, and like I do love like diagnosing it, like just seeing it, who's got the biggest load, who's the thickest, and like, it's like a science experiment for me, and I want to know how much it takes to fill up a jar because when I do these bukkakes, it's really interesting to me how much like milliliters of cum am I actually taking. You know, it's like a science experiment really. Girls in STEM, what can I say?
I mean, would you have it like up on your window?
It's in the freezer.
Like
Keep it fresh.
Yeah, because what happens to cum after it sits out for a while?
It does go off. I'll tell you that for free.
Does it congeal and like does cum go bad?
Yeah, it's like milk.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, so you couldn't like put it out. You couldn't like do like a
no, because I thought maybe at the end of it I'll do like a video with all their cum, but for me like moldy cum isn't a turn on.
Yeah.
You know,
You're like I draw the line.
Yeah, I draw the line when it starts to go off.
Like YouTube
milk.
is never gonna monetize this video. That's okay. Oh my gosh. Okay, I don't know how. Okay, so we were talking about sleeping with 100 men.
Sorry, yeah, tangent.
No,
but
yeah.
yeah, and then me and my sister was like, you know what you could do, which would be like groundbreaking, is the world record. And so, but she was like, why don't we just start off slow? So that's when she was like, why don't you start off with 100 and see how you do on that instead of going straight for 1,000?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of then why we came up with the idea of the 100.
Does the Guinness Book of World Records recognize these records?
No.
I don't think they will put you in their book, will
No, this is why you need, I was going to get like a...
So the injustice of it all.
Yeah, hell yeah. Because I wanted to be in the world record book.
Yeah.
I thought that'd be really cool.
It is a world record.
Yeah. But yeah, I know they just don't recognize it as one. It's disgusting,
The
really.
stigma.
Discrimination.
It is. It's like how YouTube refused to give me my $100,000,
What?
my 100,000 member
Plaque. Why?
Yeah, they wouldn't give it because of the nature of my content. They refused to give it to me.
Oh.
I don't have a plaque. I'm at like 300, almost 400,000
We're
subscribers.
taking this podcast to Twitch.
Yeah. They didn't give it to me. Okay, so 100 people in one day. How did that go?
It was, you know what, it was so much harder than I thought. I think the most I'd done before that was 37 in a day. And the reason why that was so much easier was because I did, in that day, 23 at a time. And so it really didn't take long if you're doing a massive gangbang. But whereas...
Oh, I see. So 23 at a time. So it was 23 and then whatever
And then
37
some other
minus
groups.
23
Yeah.
is makes up the net. I'm not important because I'm good at math, people. Okay.
And you're good at one thing here. And so I found it a lot more difficult because it was mostly one-to-one sessions. So like 5 minutes with one person 100 times was insane.
You gave them each 5 minutes? Girl!
This was the issue.
No!
Also. Yeah.
That is far too generous.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, in the end,
No,
I had to be like...
They should each they only get one pump. What are you doing?
That was my first mistake right there.
Oh, no.
You know,
No.
Well, this is the thing as well, because I thinking it online as like, this is going to be, you're all going to get 5 minutes, and I told them all 5 minutes, and then when it was getting to the end, I was like, fucking hell, 2-3 minutes each most.
Yeah.
And that's also where some of the friction came from, you know.
A different kind of friction.
Yeah, definitely. Because guys' expectations was like, I'm getting 5 minutes, and then when it was like, you know, we have to be quick, 2-3 minutes, it definitely had some awkward conversations, some uncomfortable times.
Yeah. So what would happen too? Did you get guys who like couldn't get hard? Like if they were struggling, did that take up their 5 minutes?
Yeah.
So it was like the minute you walk in the room, your 5 minutes starts.
Yeah, no, I would see I'd have they'd have to take their trousers off. This was my other issue. They had to take their trousers off, and I'm a bit of a chat, so like I want to make them feel comfortable. So I'm going, come on in. Hi, how are you doing? Like, how are you? Nice to meet you. Take off your trousers, get on the bed. And so that took up a bit of the time as well, and just like, you know, getting their trousers off and getting them on the bed was just already.
Yeah, you should have like a green room where their trousers are off there.
And a fluffer. That's one thing I made a mistake with as well.
Good point.
I made a lot of mistakes, that's for sure.
Oh, well, you know, they're not mistakes. They're learning experiences.
Exactly. Everything happens for a reason.
Yes.
And you know what? Learn for next time.
Yeah.
This was like a dry run, if you will, or a wet run, if you will, for something bigger.
Oh my God. Okay, so all right. So you do the 100 guys, and how long did that take you?
14 hours.
Oh. Did you get to take breaks?
No.
What?
I was like, because I every time, it wasn't a big place that we did it in, and so every time I walk out, there was guys in the waiting room, and I'd feel like, not that I could like eat, or I didn't want to sit there like eating a sandwich while they're in the waiting room waiting to shag me, you know what I mean? So I was just like, oh, next one in, you know?
Yeah.
I think I took one shower throughout it, and it was very much a, you know, a quick 1-2 with the shower hose kind of thing.
Yeah. Feels like me on the red carpet, but much worse.
Yeah, in, out, next person. And like, I've got like staff at my door, we need to send the next person in, out, in, out. It was honestly a conveyor belt of cocks that day. Yeah. It's insane.
Okay, so after that, how did you feel physically after that?
Yeah, to be honest, you know what? I wasn't physically in pain down there at all. Quite surprising, really. I don't know if it's because in porn you're used to taking such big guys, and when you get 100 average guys together, not all of them are that big, if that makes sense. And a lot of the sex wasn't penetrative. Like for the full 5 minutes, we weren't always having sex, you know. I was like giving blowjobs and things like that. So maybe that's why like I didn't feel sore. But I was definitely exhausted. Like just my legs were like in pain, not in pain, just like achy. It's like I had a big gym session.
Yeah, like a lot of moving around, getting up, sitting down, squatting, like.
Surprising, a lot of the guys made me go on top. Not made me, but like obviously I'd be like, what's your favorite position? Cowgirl.
No, they made you do cowgirl?
Yeah.
Did any of them make you do reverse cowgirl?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck that. Dude, that's the worst. That's like doing squats.
Yeah.
Nobody likes reverse cowgirl.
No, I guess it's just sometimes guys see it in porn and it's probably their fantasy.
No, it looks great, but we don't like doing it.
Yeah. As well, especially if they have a more smaller size.
Yes, it's hard to do it. Yeah, no, you have to have a big dick to do reverse cowgirl. So I want to talk about, obviously, like the clip that everyone's seen.
Yeah.
Josh Peters' documentary, but we're going to take a quick commercial break, and then when we come back, we're going to talk about this, and then we're going to talk about, obviously, the next challenge, because Lily is an ambitious woman. So stick around, guys. We'll be right back. Okay. Lucky. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Good.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a small group of people. 250. Okay. All right, everybody. We are back. Look. Well, before we go back, are we audio again? All right, all you motherfuckers who luckily got into the accidentally public live link. Normally, you have to be a Patreon member to watch these interviews live. So just know that you got in because somebody made a mistake and made the link public. So if you want to watch these moving forward, go to patreon.com/Holly Randall Unfiltered, and you will be able to watch these live. Always. It's only $5 a month. So welcome. You're welcome. Here's your freebie. Enjoy. You won't be getting these for free again. Okay. All right. Welcome back, everybody. Okay, Lily. So the clip, of course, that everyone has seen, and of course, I got this sent to me. Josh Peters made a documentary about this experience, and at the end of the night, you break down crying, which commenters and news outlets have used to prove that you're miserable, not enjoying yourself. It was a long day. You were exhausted. What was going through your mind in that moment that made you emotional?
You know what? I hate this narrative that, like, just because I get upset or, like, I'm exhausted or I've had a hard day at work means I hate my job and, you know, I'm being exploited and I'm miserable. That is, like, my number one ag with it because I love this job and I love everything this industry has given me. And I also feel bad because I feel like a bad representation for the adult industry. I don't, because obviously it got a lot of media. I don't want people looking into the adult industry to think, yeah, it's so, like, everyone's so exploited there. But anyway, so honestly, I don't think people realise, like, the timeline of things. Like, I just finished my 14-hour fuck marathon and I went straight into, like, a 1 hour, 2 hour, like, questioning with, it was probably an hour questioning with the documentary team. And people don't realise, like, things are edited down to, like, look like, you know, 2 minutes when, like, it's a very in-depth chat we were having. And yeah, I think I was just very exhausted, and obviously I also felt bad. Like I said earlier, I had to have some, like, awkward conversations, which I hate, with the guys about feeling like I let them down a little bit in what they were expecting versus what they got. Like, at the end of the day, these are people who support me and who have watched me, and I wanted to give them, like, the best experience, especially some of them had traveled so far. And when, like, I had to turn around and be like, I'm so sorry, like, you're 2 minutes up, like, you need to get out of here kind of thing. I did feel, like, really bad and awkward and sometimes, I guess, like, pressured in that conversation. And it put me in a tricky position. But I wanted to please everyone. It's tricky. It just made, like...
No, that totally makes sense. So basically what you were upset about was it was a long day and you were upset that the process didn't go as planned and it wasn't the experience that you wanted to give people.
Yeah.
You felt that you didn't give people the experience that you wanted. Not that you hate your job, not that you regret doing it, not that you didn't want to have sex with 100 guys, not that you feel exploited. It wasn't that you felt exploited, it was that you didn't give the experience to your fans that you wanted to give.
Yeah, exactly.
So that makes a lot of sense.
And
that
I think
is what I saw in that. But I don't need to tell you that the mainstream media is always looking for that narrative that porn is exploitative.
100%.
They're always looking for the narrative of the woman as the victim. And the minute they get that
and then latch onto it,
that confirms that confirmation bias, they grab that and that explodes all over the internet.
Yeah.
Much like a bukkake.
It's so annoying as well because I feel like I was, like, so positive throughout the whole of it. Yeah. And then that one little clip of me, like, getting upset is, like, that part that went viral.
100%.
But yeah, it's annoying, but you know what, like, everything happens for a reason, and if I didn't put that out there, it wouldn't have gone as viral as it did and did as well as it did. Yeah. So it is what it is. But yeah, it's annoying looking back, especially when, like, I didn't look badly on that experience. Like, it wasn't, I don't look back and be like, that was a shit day. Like, there were just things I would have done differently.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, you've seen this happen with so many big adult stars. I mean, Belladonna became as big as she became because she did that Barbara Walters interview where she, like, got upset. And I think she, like, cried about, I can't remember what it was specifically, but something about, you know, the industry. And she went on to continue to perform, and she did really well, and she opened her own line, but that, you know, got her a lot of media attention.
Yeah.
You know, Riley Reid has also, like, you know, done some, I can't remember what she did, same thing, like she did a video I think where she talked about, you know, she like lost touch with her family because of what she did, and you know, she, you know, had this moment of, you know, reflection, because you do give up some things being in the adult
100%. It's
industry.
a massive sacrifice.
Absolutely. And for me, it's like, I talk about this all the time, is that I don't think that it's porn specifically that it's the problem. I think it's the way that
everyone looks at you around
exactly.
you. Yeah,
it's
100.
the stigma that comes from porn. It's not the job specifically, because there's a lot of people that really enjoy sex like you, and they've found an industry that can pay them for the thing that they love, and that they're very sexually free people. They're exhibitionists, and you know, the adult community is a wonderful place full of like free-spirited, authentic people.
100%.
It's a great place to work. Like, we're all like very much a family, and
definitely.
And you know, there's a lot of wonderful things, but there's such like this stigma and judgment surrounding us that once you come in here, you know, you're going to experience that view from the outside world, and it's just something that like you have to live with. So you have to accept that that's going to affect your life in a certain way.
No, couldn't agree more. Yeah, it's tricky because when you're in this industry, everyone's so, like, I've met some of like the nicest, kindest people. Everyone's so open-minded, and it's like we're all in this together, and then it's everyone on the outside that's like thinks this job is just the worst, or we're being exploited or something like that.
Yeah, no, I mean, people, you know, ask me what keeps you in the adult industry, and I always say the people.
Yeah.
And when you go to things, you know, like the XMAs where you won, where also we won, best featurette for Broken Butterfly, just saying. But you know, you really feel like a community, and everybody's so supportive of each other.
100%.
So I mean, I think I wouldn't want to work in any other industry.
No.
You know, I've dabbled in fashion and the celebrity world, and get the fuck out of here. I don't want to work in that world at all. Like, those
people, bad the people. I've heard people in fashion can be a bit uppity.
It's
like,
just like, you know, everybody is so guarded, and there's, you know, so much like competition and like backstabbing, and I don't know, just like there's something about the vulnerability of sex workers where you just like really meet the most authentic people.
Yeah, well, everyone's got to be authentic because they're putting their like whole selves on the internet.
Exactly. There's something about that vulnerability with putting yourself out there in the world that just like lends yourself to like, he got nothing to hide. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so true.
Like, I remember Anna Fox said this thing to me once, and I always think about it because I just think it's such a great thing. I asked her something like, I was like, hey, can I send like your phone number to somebody, or they need like paperwork from you to put up. I think it was a shoot that I did with her and another girl, and she needed paperwork so she could upload it to another site. And Hannah goes, yeah, sure, I don't care, my butthole's on the internet. And I was like,
true.
You know what I mean? But like, just that kind of thing. So how do you feel that the documentary depicted your story overall, besides like this one, you know, clip that everybody you know, pulls on?
I mean, at the end of the day, they're there to make an entertaining video, and that's definitely what they did. Some stuff I look back on and was like, I wouldn't necessarily say it that way. Maybe I should have been a bit more PR trained in how I like explain things. And some stuff was like a little bit slyly edited, which that's what comes along when you know, invite a whole camera crew into your house and just talk about anything. But yeah, I don't know. I look back on it and I don't regret it because I wouldn't be here without it. But then I'm like, oh, there are some things I would have done differently. It's tricky.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing about a documentary, because ultimately they're there to make entertainment.
Yeah.
And so they're going to make things entertaining.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's at the expense of the truth a little bit.
Yeah.
So that's something that one has to definitely keep in mind.
Yeah, and it's tricky. I think going into it, I didn't realize how big it would be. I just thought like, oh, it's someone's YouTube channel. They want to just shoot a YouTube video. And I didn't realize how intense some of the questions were going to be. And obviously no one sees the behind the scenes of you filming this for days on end, and it's very cut down. And so, yeah, maybe I went into it very naively.
Yeah. How have you dealt with the massive amount of attention that this challenge has brought to you?
You know what? I don't think I've like felt any different. Obviously, it's great to be like invited on stuff like this with podcasts and like amazing people and like big creators that you look up to want to work with you now. But other than that, I haven't seen that much difference in like my actual like personal life or anything like that. I'm a bit of like a home hermit. So I don't really leave the house that much unless it's for work. So it's not like I've seen like a difference with like fans or anything like that. I mean, going to the AVNs was kind of like crazy, but of course it's going to be because it's the AVNs.
Yeah. Yeah. You've sat down for interviews with people who clearly disagree with your career choices. Like, for example, Candace Owens. What is your motivation for putting yourself in situations where you have to defend your character to people who are likely never going to see things from your point of view?
You know what? I really don't mind because it only has to make sense to me. And I have such a close-knit group of people around me, and they all know the real me and like what my motive is for this. And so I don't have to justify that to anyone. And, you know, me going on a Candace Owens interview is going to do so well for my career. Even if she does rip me to shreds and makes me look stupid, I don't really mind taking that hit because, you know, like, I know why I'm doing this and I know what this is for. Because I just knew it would be good publicity, really.
And you're not nervous going into those kinds of interviews?
No, you know what? I knew she was just going to, like, be horrible and rip my job to shreds. And I just knew it was going to be like that, so I was like, yeah, that's fine. As long as, like, we get some good clips out of it and it goes a bit viral on TikTok, I don't mind.
Spoken like a true businesswoman. Was she like, it's so funny because I know people that have gone and done these kinds of shows, and I always avoid that because I know that no matter what I say, they're going to edit around it and they're going to not.
Yeah.
Even if I make a great argument, no one's going to see that.
No. And also, it's all her fans watching.
Yeah.
So they're going to take her side, and that's fine, and I know what I signed up for.
Right. But, like, was she nice to you before you sat down, or did you even, like, talk to her at all?
Not particularly.
Oh, no?
Not that she wasn't nasty, but just, like, we kind of just got straight to it.
Okay. Because I often, you know, they'll before the show, they'll be like, oh, so nice to meet you. Thank you so much for coming.
That's what I find with
and they're
journalists.
super polite. And then you sit down and then all of a sudden they're a completely different person.
Yeah.
You're like, oh my God, where'd that nice person go?
Yeah.
Like you get almost like tricked into thinking like, oh, this is going to be like really lovely. And they're going to be so nice to me. And then they're not.
I've made that mistake with journalists so much. And especially they'll chat to you like when like the cameras are off. And like I think it's like, it's not on the record.
Yeah.
It's always on the record.
It's
like
always
I
on the
started
record.
talking about like what I was getting my parents for Christmas and like stuff like that. They fucking put that in the newspaper. I was like, oh my God, like just stuff that like I was like I did not want that going out there, but whatever.
Yeah, I can never trust a journalist or a podcaster. All right, guys, we're going to take another quick commercial break, and then we're going to come back and we're going to talk about the next step, the 1,000 men in 24 hours, which I don't know how she's going to do that. I couldn't even shake 1,000 people's hands in 24 hours. So I'm very interested to hear how that's going to happen. So stick around. We'll be right back. Okay, cool. All right. And you got, before I go into the next one, you got like stopped at the border and all that kind of stuff, right? That was from the 100 guy challenge.
Well, it was because I said online I was meant to do the 1,000 while I was here.
Okay, so that's tying into this one. So
Yeah,
I can ask
yeah.
that related to this. Okay, cool. That was my question. Okay. All right, everybody, we are back. Okay, so not to be outdone by the 100 guys.
That's old news.
Yeah, old news. Oh my God. So your next ambitious goal is to sleep with 1,000 men in 24 hours. You couldn't even go to 500. Next, you had to go all the way to 1,000 in 24 hours, but those plans got derailed in Vegas. So tell us what happened.
So I was actually meant to do it while I was at the AVNs because I knew
There'd be a lot of people there.
there'd be a lot of people there who'd be willing to do it. Because that is the number one like logistical thing. It's like are we even going to get 1,000 men together who are willing to do this?
People don't understand, like, that's the biggest thing about gangbangs. I talk about this all the time.
The
is
organization.
the logistics, the paperwork. That's whenever people tell me about large gangbangs, my first thought is like the paperwork. Who the fuck is doing all the paperwork?
100%.
The testing, like, oh my god, like
It's
bottles
insane.
of lube, oh my
All the
God.
condoms, even
The
like just like
all
getting
that.
together, like all the ski masks and like just tiny
The ski
jobs,
masks.
like you know, like if they
Oh
wanna wear
right, because some of them don't want to wear.
Yeah,
they don't want
yeah.
their faces.
It's just like tiny little things like that that people don't realize, and like like you said, getting all the forms signed. Like people sign 1,000 forms. Like if you did that on the day, that would take up so much time.
Yeah.
Shit like that. It's the logistical nightmare, honestly. But yeah, so we were meant to do it here while we were at the AVNs because we knew there was going to be a huge load of porn fans. Because when I did the 100, I had quite a lot of people drop out and get cold feet, and that was just like one thing that I was also really stressed about on that day was like, are we even going to make it to 100? And so I didn't want that same problem.
And you wouldn't allow like repeat guys, right?
Well, then it's not like 1,000 guys in a day.
Yeah. Look at you. You're so like authentic and like because I got to tell you. So before, I don't know if you've heard of Houston. Houston did the 500 guy gangbang.
Yes, yeah.
So back in the day, that was like the big thing, right?
Yeah.
Those were not actually 500 different guys.
Oh, it was she got 5.
Sometimes the same guy would come back around.
But then I guess you do your thing. Like if you want to say like I've been fucked 500 times a day, then you do that. You know
but
what
like
I mean?
you know, just saying, like wasn't actually 500 different guys.
Well, apparently as well, Lisa Sparks, she faked it or like it. You know.
Probably same.
Yeah.
I think also too, like back then you didn't have social media, right?
So
it was
wasn't
harder to reach 500 guys.
Yeah, definitely. And also it's not like there was like a supervisor there going one, you know, like in, out, you know, like someone actually making sure there wasn't anyone from Guinness Book of World Records that qualifying this. But I wanted to make sure I actually did it. I don't know, it was just something that I thought would be like Houston did, like that was like huge, and I knew that this would go really big, and just something quite cool to have under my belt. Like I've booked 1,000 guys in 24 hours. So I was meant to do it while I was at the AVNs, but that got derailed by TSA's border. They were like, are you here to fuck 1,000 guys? And I was like,
Did they? So
no.
wait, did they stop
Is
you?
that against the law?
Did they like? Okay, so did they ask you that in line, or did they take you like to a special room?
No, they played it cool. They were like, "So, ma'am, what are you here for?" And obviously, I was just like a holiday, you know. What do you do? I'm a content creator, and then I was there with my assistant, and they kind of cornered me and let her go. So she went through, and they were like, "We'll take you into a room just for some questions." And at this point, I'm thinking, "For fuck's sake." Because
it's never good when they take you into a room.
No, super stressful as well. They're really like strict. They're not very.
They're not nice.
Stern faced.
Yeah.
And then that's when they kind of took me in for questioning, and they brought on my Pornhub. They were bringing up articles that I was gonna fuck 1,000 guys here, and like
they pulled up your Pornhub.
You know what? As well, they proper caught me out because they went, "Have you ever like filmed with someone in America?" And I was like, No, and they were like, "Not jackknife." And I was like,
I love the guy, like the guy who pulls this up. Like he just like he knew. Like how did you know, sir? How do you know this?
Yeah.
How do you know?
I should have
Pornhub
started
so
like
well?
asking them questions back.
That's funny.
And they were like, "We even have someone to like buy your OnlyFans if we need to check that you're not."
Oh no!
doing
Who's
that.
wants
Yeah.
that job? Terrible! Don't give that job to me.
And so basically, they were like, "If you fuck 1,000 guys here, we will find out, and you will be banned from the country." And I would love to come back here.
Okay, so hold on. Why? Do
This
you
is
need
my
a working
problem.
visa for
I think
that?
it's then classed as work, but like Jesus Christ, like, and they were to be honest, they were also just like, "Why would you want to do that?" And so
You
I was
should have
having
asked
to-
them if they wanted to be one of them.
Well, that's the thing. I was making jokes with them, and they just weren't
They did
having
not
any
find
of
it
it.
funny.
Yeah, but I don't get it why that would be illegal. Because as well, if you think about it, you know, like YouTubers, they come for a holiday here, they vlog it, and they go back home and they edit that video and upload it, and then that's technically work for them? I feel like sex workers, we get discriminated on so much because You know, if that was us and we came out here, filmed us having sex with someone, came home, edited it, uploaded it, then that is classed as work, and you shouldn't be doing that. It's tricky.
It is tricky. It's like a weird gray area because it's like the same with film permits, right? It's like you're supposed to get a film permit if you film in a location anywhere in California, like in Los Angeles, but it's also like, okay, I remember like having this discussion with a Film LA agent. And I was like, okay, so if I go to a house and I like film something on my phone for YouTube and I upload it to my YouTube, because technically I monetize my YouTube, I have to get a film permit for that. And he was like, yes. I'm like, get the fuck out of here, dude.
Yeah, it's such a gray area.
It is a very gray area. And then I've heard like, well, if you have a tripod for your camera, then you have to get a permit.
What are the specifics?
I'm like, so if everything is handheld, you don't need a permit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's weird.
It's tricky. I think the one thing they do care about though is if you're a prostitute, like if you are an escort. That was kind of their main questions.
Right.
Like, are these men paying for the sex?
Yeah.
And I was like, it's completely free.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was kind of their issue with it, and they did let me in, but they were like, if you do the 1,000 guys here, like you're not coming back in.
Yeah. Okay. So what's your plan then?
Well, this is the thing. It was kind of like all our plans went to dust. But we're hoping just to move it to England, and fingers crossed people will fly over from like Berlin or, you know.
You don't think there's enough guys in England?
I don't know. People in England are so prudy.
Yeah.
Like, they're so kind of, what's the word? They're not proud to be doing it. They're really, like, Americans would be proud to be a part of that accomplishment.
Right.
Englishmen, head down, ski mask on, no talking to the camera, like, you know, they want to get in and out and do their job. American men, they love their porn here, and they're very proud men.
We're the highest consumers of porn.
Really?
Yeah,
I don't doubt that, actually. Yeah.
Is there any other country in Europe that you think you'd get more takers?
I thought Berlin.
Yeah.
But then I didn't want that same problem. I don't know, but then again, I think Berlin would be a bit more, like, fine with it.
Those German people are freaky.
Yeah, they're crazy. I know, I'd probably get someone, like...
You go to Venus, Berlin.
Oh my god, I need to go there.
Yeah,
it looks insane.
That's like a huge adult convention there. You can like be totally naked there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's insane. As well.
The fans can be naked there. I was talking to Leah Alexis, like the director at Brazzers, because Brazzers does like a big thing at Venus Berlin now. And she said that because the fans can go naked, which is crazy to me. And she said that there was this one guy that would go and would stand there and would like do the helicopter thing with his penis to like the girls at the booth and just like circle around and
wait, I've got so many questions. So do they is there locker rooms for them to like get unchanged and get dressed again, or are they walking in and out of the venue?
You are asking the wrong person. I have no idea.
How do you get invited to have sex on the stage as well? I'd love to do that. I think that's so cool.
Do they do that there?
Yeah.
Oh.
They'll like fist on stage. I mean, I've never been personally, but like this is from what I've heard.
Maybe you should do your 1,000 guy.
Well, we did inquire. Yeah, but they said no.
They said no.
Well, I was gonna do 100 girls even there, which I think would be fun. I think the girls enjoy it.
Yeah.
Like 100 girl gangbang, who wouldn't like that?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
But no, I'd love to go to Venus, Berlin. That's sick. So cool. It's crazy, isn't it? Like at the AVNs, you can't wear something mesh.
Yes.
Or like something lace.
Yes.
Otherwise, I'll have you out of there.
Well, that's the casino. That's not
Is
AVN.
it?
Yeah, that's the casino's rules. AVN doesn't care.
Oh.
It's the hotel.
Yeah, because I had like a bit of a mesh bodysuit on. They told me to go change. I was like,
no,
we're at a
the
porn
hotel.
convention. Everyone's over 21. Like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah, no, that's not AVN. AVN doesn't care. It's the hotel specifically. Each one is, they're pretty strict about that stuff.
I've heard they got like a lot more strict as well, because it didn't used to be like that apparently.
Yeah, no, they've gotten worse. So what's your next challenge for yourself? Just trying to like complete the 1,000 guy gangbang?
Do the 1,000. I'm also doing a skydive while I'm here, and I'm going to suck a cock while skydiving.
Ooh. Wow. How's that going to work?
Well, I got in contact with a male performer who skydives, and because I was like, obviously there are only so many people you can do in a day. Like there are only so much numbers. So I was like, I want to do some crazy stuff that's not high numbers. So that's when my assistant was like, why why don't you do a skydive? Because I've never seen that before. I've seen people skydive naked, but not do anything sexual while skydiving. So yeah, I've got in contact with this male performer who skydives, and I'm going to do like a tandem skydive. And basically he just has to, because you get about a minute of free fall. So he just has to be hard, ready, kind of like ready.
God, that is a that is a true performer.
Yeah, and then I just have to
be able to keep your dick hard.
It's cold
while
as well up there.
Yeah, and windy.
Yeah.
Damn.
I think like maybe something to help
Yeah.
might be good.
Yeah, some
Little
guys need
Viagra.
something to help, just like having sex in a living room.
Yeah.
And if you need something to help you, you can go to Blue Chew and try your first month for
A true
free.
professional.
God, my sponsor opportunities are just like just presenting themselves left and right.
Great.
It's amazing.
That's great. Yeah, but he's kind of crazy as well, and he was like, he's up for it. But it was, the only thing that's hard is I've got to charter my own plane for it, because there aren't many companies that would do it, and find someone to go tandem on the back of me. But I've got a lot of like fans that would be happy with that.
Yeah, I
so.
feel like you'll be able to find
Yeah.
somebody. I think it was Luna. Was it Luna Star who did like a paragliding, like double dong girl scene?
Oh really?
And like squirted. Yeah, pretty sure it was Luna Star who did it.
That's hot.
Yeah, that'd be. There's some like I don't know.
It'd be nice to do somewhere like hot in a country paragliding, because that's really peaceful,
Yeah,
and you're up there for quite a while.
yeah,
Mm.
that feels more a little
Natural,
less insane
yeah.
than skydiving. I won't even skydiving like at
Oh
all.
really?
Oh no, fuck that. I don't like no. That is I can die happily and
I
never
do wonder
try
if
that.
anyone's had sex or sucked a cock while skydiving, because I've never seen a video of it. I've seen naked people, but
I don't know. I don't
could
know.
be the first.
Well, you know what? We're gonna say that you are the first. How about that? I'm just gonna give that to you. Any other projects for 2025? Are you gonna start doing? Have you started doing studio porn yet?
Yes, I'm doing it twice. I'm going to Dominican Republic for a week or so to shoot for Vixen. So I'm doing like Tushy,
Oh, awesome.
Vixen Blacked while I'm out there, I believe. Which is literally, I get back from here on like the 28th, and then I fly on like the 2nd or 3rd for that.
Oh, amazing.
So I'm excited for that. That'll be my kind of first few like professional ones, which is crazy.
Yeah, you have like a perfect look for them.
Oh, bless.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, no, I spoke to them at the Avians, and you know, they seem hype, and I was really excited.
Yeah, no, you totally have that look. That makes a lot of sense. Your mom handles your porn and finances, right?
So she just helps me pay my taxes, really. So she pays my staff and just organizes it. I don't really know what I'm doing with all that. So
No, that's good. It's so important. I can't tell you how many creators start making a lot of money and then they like don't pay their taxes.
Yeah. I definitely was like that at the start. I didn't realize that like half of it was going to have to go to the fucking government, which is annoying, but that's life.
That is. Are you close to your family?
Very close.
That's great.
Yeah.
And they don't, like, all of this has not affected your relationship with them?
It's tricky because my parents describe it as they're not supportive of what I do, but they support me. You know, they love me and they've got my back and they want me to be happy and healthy and not hurting anyone. And that's their main prerogative. But porn wasn't necessarily like their first choice for me, you know.
That makes sense. I feel like most parents are like that.
Yeah, and I think that is, I'm like super happy with that. Like, I understand where they're coming from, you know. Like, at the end of the day, I'm their little girl. And they don't want to see me get blasted by 1,000 cocks, but it's what I want, so they're happy with that.
I don't think any, like, parent or family member wants to think of another family member in a sexual way.
Exactly.
That's just
I think that would be an
unnatural.
unnatural. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
100%. So it's very understandable.
Yeah. Yeah, that's wonderful.
What about your parents? Because
Yes.
they're here with us.
Well, so my dad is the one who asked me to come work for them in the porn industry.
Oh, really?
So you know that my parents like were pornographers
Yeah,
when I started
yeah.
working for them. So yeah, my dad was the one who asked me to start working for them, and my mom didn't want me to. She wanted me to like become a writer. So yeah, and I thought it would be temporary. And then I found, that I really liked it. I liked the
Had it in your
world.
blood.
I liked, I liked the people, and I was working in like the Sue's bubble. My mom had cultivated like this, kind of world of she was shooting like this high-end glamour content, so we were making beautiful stuff, and she had like a lot of women working in the office, and it was
very
just
like feminine environment.
Yeah, exactly. And we were just like, making really gorgeous stuff, and I just really enjoyed it. We had a lot of creative freedom, and
I love that.
I was learning a lot, and I'd always wanted to be a photographer. I just didn't know I would be shooting porn.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, and then I just never left.
That's one thing I love about the adult industry, that I feel like the women run this place.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is one of the only industries where women typically earn a lot more than guys.
Yes.
And I just feel like we're quite powerful in this industry.
Absolutely. Especially now that creators have so much power.
Definitely.
Because it wasn't obviously
always like that
before.
Yeah.
Like, things are so different. Like, this is for porn stars, this is the best time to get into the industry.
100%. I mean, when I hear about people like Mia Khalifa's story, or Nana Rhodes, and it sounds like just such a different time, and that's what I so much love about the platform, is it's given us a way that we can cut out all the pimps or the men or the managers in our life and solely create the content that we want.
Yeah no, absolutely. It's definitely, now is a good time if you're thinking about it. Think about it.
Yeah.
Because there's no turning back. It's not for everybody, but now is a good time. So how's dating for you?
I just don't date.
Don't even try.
I just haven't. I'm not bothered about having a boyfriend at the minute or a girlfriend. It doesn't excite me. I'm just really driven with work, and that takes up like so much of my time. And that's what I want to focus on. I guess I'm only 23, so maybe later on in life I'll look to...
So you said a boyfriend or a girlfriend? Could you date either?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to like have a family when you're older? Is that something that you're interested in?
I'd love to. My parents are like, they've got like the perfect marriage. Like, they've been married for 20 years, and I really look up to that. And that's definitely something I want for myself.
Do you feel like that's going to be difficult with the job that you have?
Oh, definitely. 100%. Like, it doesn't come without its struggles.
Yeah.
I haven't tried while I've been porn, so I'm not quite sure how to navigate that yet. But I just know it'll be tricky. It's not easy. And especially even like trying to navigate my own feelings with it. Like, because obviously I think about my partner, and I want to make sure that I would be happy, if they were shooting and stuff like that. I wouldn't want to be like, how do I explain this? Because I can imagine myself rather dating someone in the industry or dating someone who is like happy with me being like lent out, if that makes sense,
Yeah.
He's a bit of a cook.
Yeah.
And I haven't thought about my own feelings with like my partner shooting with other people and having sex with a lot of other people just yet. Because I've always been in monogamous relationships so far.
Do you think you'd be open to an open relationship?
I think the thing is, I think so, but I haven't experienced it yet, and I think
you don't know until you're in it.
Yeah, exactly. I think the thought of it is like really hot.
Yeah.
And then I'm not sure about the reality.
Yeah. You should talk to, I don't know if your paths will cross, but my guest after you is Carla Lane. And she has a husband and 2 boyfriends.
No way.
And they've all been together for like, I don't know, like 10, 15, 20 years. Like, no joke.
Whoa.
Like, she is like the queen of like polyamory. Like,
Did the other boyfriends
she does it right.
have girlfriends or other girlfriends, sorry?
You will have to ask her.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Because I would love to have like 5 boyfriends, but...
Yeah, I don't know. You'd have to ask her.
That'd be great.
But like, they all have like, and she's like, I don't know, she like figured it out.
Wow.
Yeah, and they're all like all very happy, and they're all like friends, and like, I don't know, she like figured it out.
It's like dating all your friendship group.
Yeah. I don't know. Some people have it worked out.
Oh,
It's
100%.
interesting.
I don't doubt that it doesn't work for some people.
Yeah.
It's just if it'll work for me.
I think a lot of it has to come down to like being confident in yourself, being confident in your self-worth, being confident in setting boundaries, and communication.
100%. And that's the thing. I feel like I need to work on some stuff
Yes.
before I date. It's
Yes.
not, I'm not just trying to find the perfect person. It's like I've got some shit to
You
work
have
out.
to be so confident in yourself. Yeah, it's all about like making sure that you have that foundational structure to be able to have that kind of relationship.
Definitely. And I think you attract what you put out.
Yes.
So like, I want to be in like the right headspace for that.
Yeah. Well, you're young. You have so much time. Well, thank you so much, Lily. It was been such a pleasure.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
And we're going to do a bonus Q&A. I definitely have some questions for you from my Patreon members.
Let's do it.
But in the meantime, can you tell everybody where they can find you on social media?
Yes. Most of my social media is lilyphillip_s, but you can find me on OnlyFans, YouTube, Instagram, Pornhub, Twitter, TikTok, any of them. Just search me up.
Fantastic. And then you guys can find me on Instagram and on Twitter or X at Holly Randall. Go to hollylinks.com to get access to all of my platforms. Of course, go to xsuite.io to get engaged in the world's first immersive creator platform. Go to Excessive Mag to check out our new online creator magazine. That's xsivmag.com. And of course, if you want to get access to these live streams and bonus content, go to patreon.com/Holly Randall Unfiltered. Thank you guys so much. I will see you on the next one.